welcome into Marvel Friends After Work, a podcast that talks about anything and everything related to the MCU. And today we're going to be talking about episode 5 of Secret Invasion. So I'm Casey, Joel, Nick. Let's start off with the way I've been liking to talk about these is give me a word for the episode or a small statement. Sometimes it could be like 3 words, but give me a word/statement of your first thought of the episode.
Bulletproof backpack. Those were super cool.
Oh, now I see what you mean. I was like, interesting word. No, yeah, the bulletproof backpacks. I got it. That took me a moment. I was like, okay.
Mine is the patch is back, and it's my name. The patch is back, dude. Let's get ready for the real Nick Fury. Let's go.
Guys, mine was like so lame. I was just gonna say setting the stage because that's what it was doing for the finale. It was literally setting the stage.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see the stage.
Wrapping up loose ends, but also like setting it on its course for the finale of it all. So when the very first scene popped up, when they were rolling that person in on the stretcher in the hospital, which is how the episode opened up, did anyone else think it was Talos for a quick half a second and have like a hope, like he's back, just to see he wasn't green?
For a split second, and I was like, don't do it. Don't bring it back.
I did too, and I was excited to see him come back because
I was so like, yes. Oh,
back. I love him, but he is not coming back. But no, it was the president.
What are you guys thinking?
Alive.
What are you guys thinking going into the finale? You think they've set it up well? Do you think there's still a lot of loose ends or character development you wish we were getting before now?
I'm a little worried because unless this next episode is like over an hour long, I don't know how they're really gonna put a finished bow on it.
The shortest episode.
Yeah.
And last week
it was fast. It moved very fast.
Yeah.
Last week's. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I was excited for what they're gonna do for this last episode, but I still feel like I haven't learned a lot about these characters throughout this show. I mean, you've learned new things, but I just feel like I haven't learned a lot about Gaia. I expected her to be one of the main characters throughout this show, and she really wasn't. Talos, who we learned about, is dead. And then there's Nick Fury, who I still am in beliefs that isn't even really Nick Fury. So I don't really know what I'm learning about each and every character, and it's not a lot. Gravik, I'm learning a lot about. That's the character you're learning a lot about. But
Gravik is like it's weird. We're getting his character's really building, but they're like really sprinkling it in. They're not like throwing a big backstory at you. It's just slowly, little by little. And I agree with about Gaia is I don't really care about her character. I don't really know anything about her, and there's still nothing there that's like grabbing me.
No.
I really wish Talos was here instead, and I feel bad because she seemed like she could be really cool. Maybe I just don't know enough about her character to really care at this point.
She had a pretty cool badass scene, though.
That was one of the best parts of the episode. That was amazing.
Oh, are we talking about her fight scene with what's her name? Who's Fury's
Priscilla?
wife?
Yeah,
they're back to back.
I wrote down that was the most cringiest fight scene I've ever seen. I thought it was fun. At one point, the SWAT team, like one of the guys goes, and like falls down with the music like cuts out, and it's just this guy and his guys, and one guy's just like, It was
I missed that.
Terrible, guys.
Well, they were Skrulls, so maybe it was a half-hearted like attempt. They didn't really want to kill her, so
maybe I don't know. I was not on board with that scene, honestly. There was a lot of other cool fight scenes in this.
I did think the shotguns were a little hilariously overpowered. Yeah, they're like blasting people through walls. What is in that shotgun?
I mean, she was an agent for a long time, so she must have connections for really powerful stuff.
She's got the like Men in Black guns.
Yeah.
And they're freaking crazy. I don't know.
They were like, the bulletproof backpacks. Yeah.
The bulletproof backpacks were pretty sweet. And they're like a real thing because I wanted to know if they were real. Not that I need one of those, but it's kind of cool that they are out there.
Real thing. Oh, yeah.
And then I started thinking about why they're a real thing. And then I got a little depressed. And then
you should.
the look.
You
is
should
funny.
look up. There's an advertisement out there for one of these bulletproof backpacks, a real advertisement, and it is a horrific, very scary, very dark commercial, 30-second commercial ad that has like a kid that starred in like I think the show All That or something. Like he's like an actual like actor, and he stars in this commercial, and it's a crazy, super weird commercial. I don't know. It's so just I don't know. They're real. They're definitely
Stay clear of the commercial then.
Yeah. The ad I saw was like, "What's the most important thing you put in your backpack?" Your kids. Yeah,
Who's putting their kids in their backpack?
Not in the backpack, but like in the backpack.
If you're putting your kid in
Sending
your
them off to
backpack,
school.
then I think there's something else going on that we need to talk
It's a
about.
really big backpack.
Yes.
You get maybe a free airplane ticket. You know what I mean? Just put the kid in the backpack, and
Or like a Bjorn.
Speaking of airplane, Nick Fury going to Finland, and we got that small callback. What do you call it? The pilot, the guy who was the same one from Black Widow.
Yeah, his name is, I got it written down, Rick Mason.
Is that right?
They didn't really tell us anything about it other than he's like the one who gets the fake passport and stuff for Natasha in Black Widow.
I didn't realize it was
and owns
the same.
The trailer and all that. He sets her up with the trailer and the generator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once it was pointed out, I was thinking, oh, maybe that was. I didn't realize it was the same character, except for the fact that I realized he must have been somewhat involved with Nick Fury because it seemed like they were old friends, but it's been a while.
When he came on the screen, I was like, I did
Leonardo. I know him. You were the meme. Like, I know that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that, and that's great. That makes me want to go back and rewatch Black Widow. But I really enjoyed his acting. That guy's acting in that scene, he was hilarious, and Fury was hilarious.
Maybe you should go take a nap. You seem a bit grumpy.
You seem a bit grumpy, you know.
Maybe they should put you in the mothballs.
Maybe, I wish we were on the helicarrier. Right? That was a great little scene. I really liked that. I liked his acting in that, and that's great. I'm excited to go back and watch Black Widow. So thank you for enlightening me about that. I did not know that.
For the acting, what do you guys think of Rhodey's acting in this episode? Of his character playing more. In the previous episode, he really seemed kind of really sure of himself and almost like he was the boss. And I almost got the flavor that he's a little scared of Gravik. And it almost seemed like the roles were flipped. Like it doesn't seem like he's so much in charge anymore, which is weird because that's not the flavor I got last time.
Yeah, the last episode, last two episodes, I feel like he was the sassy woman, and I liked that. It seemed like he was in charge.
You're so sure of himself.
Didn't get that this time, yeah, he was just sitting in the back of the SUV while the war is going on around him. It's just like, is my dry cleaning gonna be ready on time?
You're right. Yes.
What am I gonna have for lunch today?
Yeah.
I liked his acting. I liked the acting. I'm really liking the way that Don Cheadle's playing this character throughout this entire series, and I do think it was like reserved a little bit more scaled back, and it didn't come off as arrogant, and it was quite interesting. But him at the beginning, or maybe it wasn't the beginning, maybe it must have been in the middle. I don't know. The episode was so quick. Whenever he comes to Nick Fury is like, you think I'm going to let you through this door? You know what I mean? Like that whole face-to-face conversation right there was super interesting. Edge of your seat dialogue. I really liked that.
And then he pistol whips him.
And then he pistol whips him. Yeah, he does. He sure does. That was, yeah. There was a couple things I did not expect to happen. Sonya, my freaking girl. I'm in love with her. Yeah. I'm in love with her. I just love her.
She kind of, to be honest, stole this episode.
Yeah,
I thought she shined the best in this episode. It was really great.
From the beginning where she shoots the Irishman, like our beloved Irishman, and she just comes up and boom, pops him right in the knee. It was
and visiting the two scientists.
Yep.
I can't remember the scientist's name.
That
whole scene was great. You know, like,
Dr. Dalton, that's what it was. Dr. Dalton.
And then when she picks Nick Fury up at the airport. I'm very good at being your not bestie.
She says, what a wonderful laboratory. Too bad I'm going to have to torch it. You win some, you lose some. I thought that was one of the best lines ever. And Dr. Dalton or whatever is just like, what?
Dalton's. That was it. Yeah.
I bet the scientist told her whatever she wanted to know after she just saved her from her fellow Skrull who's going to just kill her. I was like, she just became besties.
She popped That good for Disney getting us that. That was you got to see the bullet right into the forehead, the blue.
I didn't even think about that.
What?
That's a
Yeah,
good
she's
point.
got
I
the
didn't even
purple
think
on her
about
forehead.
that. For a Disney film, that was
Not even a Disney
impressive.
film, a Disney show,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
even, in my opinion, even harder to get stuff like that on. You have to have like a special presentation or be in a movie for something like that.
And
So I
the
love
cuss
it.
words, not that they've been terrible, but they do seem kind of like they're put in strange places.
They're really
like a kid who just learned how to curse, like using them in really weird situations.
That's what Disney is.
Not sure how to use the word yet.
It's the same thing in Guardians of the Galaxy. They're like, you get one F word, and they're like, oh, I guess we'll use it when Nebula's trying to open a door. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Perfect place to use it.
They're really trying to just kind of get it ramped up to Deadpool when the Deadpool releases, the Deadpool 3
give you a little
taste. Yeah, exactly, kind of. Yeah,
a little taste of that bad mouth.
However, good, because I was just watching a PG movie from 1990, and it was not PG. I was watching it with my daughter, and I ended up I didn't turn it off, but I was like, I might have to cover our eyes for some of this stuff, and then it made me start thinking, I grew up with the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Have you either of you guys?
Is that what you were watching?
No, it wasn't.
It doesn't seem like it's very appropriate.
What were you
for
watching
young kids.
before you? I want to know what you were watching. Have
you ever seen a baseball movie called Rookie of the Year?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing that bad, but they're really sexualized. They're in middle school, and they sexualize this other middle school girl that he has a crush on, and the word that they're saying, what they're saying about her is terrible, and I was like, Jay,
and it's PG.
Oh yeah. And I grew up with it, but then there's other movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is ridiculous, and that's a PG movie, I think.
Just doesn't seem like it should be PG, but
it's toon violence, so I guess it's okay.
It's interesting.
Melting people.
You've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Casey, correct?
No.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
No, I don't know. Is it even good?
I wouldn't. No, it's not added to my long list of stuff
worth
I gotta
watching
watch.
Once.
It does not seem even worth watching once.
It's crazy. I don't even know how I got in this rant, but good.
Disney cursing.
Kids need to learn how to swear a little bit these days.
Yeah, but the cuss word I'm talking about is the cops pull up and Fury's talking to Gaia, and he sees the blue lights and he goes, "Oh shit!" It's just
yeah.
What? We didn't even need that.
I don't even consider shit a.
Not,
but
technically
not when it comes out. Not when it comes out of Samuel L. Jackson's mouth.
Particularly not when it comes out of his mouth. Are you kidding? No.
Need some mother flirkins in there.
Yeah.
I loved that scene though when he asked her, "Are you gonna be okay?" She goes, "I'll put on a good face." And I was like, that's funny.
It's clever
play on words. That's great.
So, what's your guys' favorite scene from this episode?
Joel, with your
I like the ridiculous. Yeah. This is a strawberry colada. It's delicious. I wanted a nice fruity boat drink to host with tonight. But yeah, I mean, I really liked that ridiculous scene in the house where they're getting stormed and they're wearing the bulletproof backpacks and they're in her hydroponic garden area. The house is awesome, by the way. Even cooler that she's got stashed fully loaded backpacks in there.
That's why she wanted to stay there. She loves the house
with flashbangs and yeah, that probably is why she stayed there, because she knows where all the guns are in that thing. I'm sure Fury's got even more stuff in there. He's a spy, so there's got to be an attachment on the toilet that sucks someone down into it or something.
Yes.
Just some goofy ass spy shit. Yeah.
You at least expect it.
Okay, so before I forget, before I say my favorite scene, one last thing on Rhodey. He says we need to cut this thing off at the head at one point in this episode. Do you think that's a call to Thanos?
Oh, or Hydra.
Okay, I thought Thanos.
Cut off one head, another one.
I mean, I think you could make it that, but I don't necessarily think that's what they were going for.
That's what I was asking. Just curious. Second, my favorite scene was Gravik, because he is my hero. This guy is badass, and like Shawn
Wait. He was your hero before or after he like strangled the guy?
He was my hero as soon as he
Strangled.
gave me a Groot arm and then extremist his face back, because I'm really falling for this guy. I'm loving him as a villain, and I love a good villain in Marvel. And like Shawn Michaels in 1995 in the Royal Rumble, the dude took down 30 guys by himself in this warehouse room and just like was
With
getting
a bag
held
on his
down
head.
at one point on the picnic table and just popped out. I loved him. I was so excited about that scene. He just went killing a bunch of people, came out screaming, and you could just tell the like fury and anger that was inside of him that we're trying to like get out of this character. Like, this is how angry he is. He's freaking out, and it's making for an awesome episode the way that. And then the very end of the episode, the very end of the episode, when he gives a call, was it? I think it was a phone call.
Yeah, he calls Fury. Tries to make that deal.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. At the very end of the episode, when Fury makes the call to someone who we don't know, and we'll find out next episode who he called, that along with the Gravik freak out is making for this conclusion that should be out of this world, no pun intended. It's going to be dynamic. It's going to be electric. It's going to be so exciting, and it should lead us right to the Marvels, which I'm getting more and more excited about. The more pictures and trailers, which I believe we have a trailer coming out next week.
The trailer should be dropping. I heard it
Sometime.
could be dropping tomorrow, but it should be
You would
this
think
next
they'd
week.
put it with the finale, right?
So this is all concluding to this movie, which I'm just super excited about all of that. So I'm really excited. But I loved the Gravik scene by himself fighting everybody off. It was I don't care that he's a villain. I can root for the villains. I like it. I like him.
Yeah, and he didn't strangle somebody. He slit the dude's throat in front of everybody else.
He grew armed. Well, he did that. Yeah. He grew armed the one guy through the heart. He like.
I guess that's what I was thinking of earlier. Yeah, it wasn't quite strangled then.
And I thought there was like,
but he had like grooted him
during that whole fight scene. He makes like a giant fist arm with Groot's stuff, and
yes, he does, and punches the shit out of him.
Yeah. And I thought it was like an editing issue because it tore off his sleeve, and then the next couple scenes you see him with the sleeve back on, and I was like, wait a minute, do they replicate clothes?
It's part of their magic.
Yes, they can.
Right? Because they put it on a wetsuit out of nowhere.
When Gravik was Nick Fury and shot Maria Hill, he was wearing Nick Fury's clothes. It wasn't just his body. In
I always thought of it back from Captain Marvel when the Skrulls first got to Earth and they landed in the ocean, and Talos changed into one of the surfers, and he looked just like her, and same wetsuit and everything. So I was like, they can take on anything, including clothes. My favorite scene was when pretty much from when Sonya picked up Nick Fury from the airport to like the whole conversation they had in the graveyard, and then Fury making that last call and stuff. Like that whole last part is my favorite part of the show, and I love the dialogue between Sonya and Nick, and him kind of explaining why he didn't call the Avengers in, what that all was about. Kind of gave more backstory for Gravik a little bit, why he was kind of involved. So I liked that part.
That conversation was a lot more helpful for like why he's taken on this upon himself, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got all these superheroes. You would think he'd call at least somebody in.
But it was cool to have them talk about it. Why aren't you
stealing their blood in the background?
That's fucking
harvest.
Nuts. The harvest.
Yeah. And I want to know what the harvest does.
Do you think the harvest is called the harvest? Oh, actually, you know what?
Because you harvested blood from different heroes.
That is what I was thinking, and they had.
Was there another assumption? I was like, why else would it be called harvest?
But it was only one.
But there was only
vial.
One thing. So that was what I was thinking until just this very second when I realized there was only one vial. So it must be like a Thanos or like a King or.
I don't know. I was just thinking, wow, that's going to give someone a super punch. They'll have everybody's power. That's where my brain went.
That is also what I was thinking. Right.
What if Fury drinks a little shot of that, and now he's blasting through doors and
he's the Abomination or something like that? I don't know. Who did he call? How are we not going to? We have to get to the end of this episode.
So I don't remember. I thought he called
Did he call
blanking on his name?
someone?
Gravik. I thought he called Gravik because they were talking about.
No, at the very end, he
harvest.
calls and he's like,
no,
"It's
the very,
time."
very end.
He's like, "It's
He
time," and
puts
I bet
on
it's
his
fucking
like jacket,
Captain Marvel,
puts on like the
dude.
eye patch, and he's walking out. And he picks up
Mm.
the phone and he
Mhm.
says,
It's
what did he say?
time. I think he said, didn't he?
Something like that. Like, it's time, or let's do
Because
this.
he opens up
Forgot about
not
that
the
part.
tombstone, right? That has the graphic, but then he goes in and he opens up like the other
Yeah.
tombstone, and that's got his eye patch, and he gets his eye
Right.
patch on, and he
One
turns
with
around.
one little item in all those big 3 cubbies.
Yeah. Well, he's got
Little eye patch in there.
dead man's got to have
Over the top.
and he gets the phone. And he calls something. I believe he says like it's time or something like that, and it's time. I don't know, but it's Captain
Nick?
Marvel.
Nick. Oh, that's a good call.
Captain
It
Marvel,
could
dude.
that would be good. That would make sense story-wise. I was gonna say it feels like this is a Maria Hill call, does it not? Like it feels like that's who you're calling. You
Oof.
said in the beginning you didn't feel
Time
like
to
she
come back.
died.
He isn't
That would be
dead, and I
sick.
forgot that she wasn't dead. And you're right.
That
You're
would be really
right.
sick though if she came back in this way. That'd
What,
be really cool.
dude? If
But,
she comes back and then Talos comes back for some reason, I'll give
he's
up on
not.
everything. Marvel.
Talos is not coming back. He was burned.
He was burned.
He's not coming back.
He was right.
But the Maria Hill would be cool. But I'm kind of with you. I think it would be Captain Marvel because that would kind of
Captain
make sense.
Marvel.
It'd be kind of like the pager. It was something that only that item would get her. Or
He
something.
mentions Captain Marvel in the episode. What does he say? He's like something about the harvest. He's like,
Including Carol Danvers, because he was saying
her
the different
blood.
blood, including.
oh
hers.
yeah, that's what he was. Right. So she was already mentioned. That's why I think it'll be her. Like,
But if she shows up, then that's like, boom. Like she's so overpowered compared to.
Well, what's she gonna do if
Gravik.
there's a
She's
billion
gonna
scrolls
not try
around her
to
that
kill-
she can't see?
she's not gonna try to kill Gravik either. She's gonna try to like they're gonna try to work it somehow, like find him a home or something. Like it's not just gonna.
He doesn't seem like the redeemable type.
No,
of
I
villain.
guess not. But Gravik
Yeah.
versus Carol Danvers isn't the worst like fight. Like he's a super scroll with like 4 different kind of powers in him. Like he can handle himself for a little bit.
He can't fly, so just like grab him, fly him up in the air, and drop him.
Well, I'll be honest.
Done.
It would kind of
Even
be
Rhodey could
nice
do
if
that.
she shows up.
It-
Because everyone just keeps blaming Fury. You're supposed to find us a home. Like technically, at the end of Captain Marvel, Fury never said he was going to find them a home. That was all on Carol. Carol
Yeah.
said she'll help you,
And then
or
she said
was going to
bye.
help them. So it kind of makes sense if she would show up and do something, or have a word, anywhere in this.
Is she on your
I
team?
want to
Is that why
talk
you want her
about
to show up?
the harvest.
Whose team
the
is she
vial.
on? Wait. Whose
What?
team is she on?
Not on mine.
She's
For fantasy.
Not
Oh,
on
for
mine.
fans, she's on mine.
Oh,
Yeah, no wonder you
now
let her show
we
up.
know
Yeah.
why she wants her.
This could be so great for points because I'm gonna get like the 5 points for all the mention points, and then I'll get her cameo appearance on top of that.
I think she's
Not-
going to,
not
and
when she dies.
she seemed because
She's not gonna die. She's in the
Not
next
gonna die.
movie.
A movie immediately after this.
she is not gonna die in the in her it's her second movie, right? Like they're calling it the Marvels, but it's like her number 2 movie. It's part of her trilogy. Am I right? Or am I
Yeah.
wrong? Yeah, I'm right.
Probably.
It's
a
like a
little bit
third of a
Civil
sequel.
War, I
It's
think.
Civil War.
It's her It's in her like section of movies,
Trilogy,
but there's
right.
gonna be more going on than her story.
Guys, I can't wait. August 12th, which is 3 weeks away, we're getting Guardians of the Galaxy on Disney Plus added to
really?
the timeline. I'm gonna watch the shit out of that movie. I'm gonna watch it like 7 times in a row. Just
I can't do that. I don't want to like feel
Fast
sad
forward
and
through,
cry.
through Rocket's friends.
oh my gosh. They're fake animals, guys. They're not
Oh, they were
real.
very sweet.
Well,
Lila.
They're not
Poor
real.
Lila.
I can't see an otter without being like, "Oh, Lila," every single time.
That's what Marvel will do to you.
They're even cuter with arms.
Yeah, right.
Not robot ones.
But I really want to ask you guys about the harvest of the vial. What do you think Marvel's going to do with it? You think it's just going to get destroyed by accident somehow, or do you think somebody is going to take it? Okay, take it literally, like inject themselves, or like steal it. I mean, the power broker could steal it. Kind of seems opportunity there.
I think it's like V, which I don't know if y'all have seen The Boys, but the whole idea of The Boys is they make this vial of stuff called V, and you take it and it gives you superpowers for a temporary amount of time. So I think it's going to be something like that.
This
And
this
yeah.
this is the
I don't really
same.
like that.
It's the same
No?
story we had in She-Hulk. It's the same story. They just want her blood.
And there's still a green person involved. That's crazy.
This is
Yeah.
literally, they fucked up on She-Hulk, knew that they did, scrapped the whole show by pretending nothing even really happened, made a funny last episode,
Because they
didn't,
wanted to take the plot and use it over
and
here.
they used it in here. And so that's what's happening. Yes, it will be used. Yes, it will be stolen. It will be by the bad guys. And that's what in movies down the future, like this will be come up again.
Do you think it will have to be in Brave New World?
No, I think it'll be longer than that. I don't think we'll get a reference back to it for like 2 years.
It's
When-
kind of like perfect material, though, for Brave New World.
I agree. I agree.
I want to know when She-Hulk is in the
That'd be
timeline
great, actually.
compared to Secret Invasion. Because we talked about this before, but
It
the
should
whole
be updated,
boom
right?
of there's so many superheroes, or there's so many people with superpowers in She-Hulk, and so maybe that's tied into it somehow. Maybe somebody got a hold of this stuff and has just been selling it like a designer drug. Designer
fair point.
superpowers.
It would make for a good, like, I don't know. I don't want to say phase, but a good story for a couple movies. Not even just one movie, but for a couple movies where, like, yeah, there's on the black market, everyone's getting these superpowers, and all of a sudden, a lot of these villains pop up. You know, like,
I mean, they had something like that in the comics,
right?
Like before it goes into Secret Invasion, they're like taking parts of Skrulls' organs and putting them into people.
Yeah.
Gives them basically superpowers.
Wonderful.
So,
yeah, black
That's-
market organs.
That's
Even
great.
better, black market Skrull organs.
Wonderful.
do you think
Get a liver?
Do you think the president heard Fury say not to trust Rhodes? Now that
He had
Rhodes,
to, right?
He's
like
in a
going
coma
along with it.
almost. I mean, he was in a coma, like being
But
But
why
he
else?
goes
the hospital.
As far as the story goes, why else would they show that moment or even have that dialogue?
Of course,
right?
Desperation from Fury.
I guess. Like that's a kind like I feel like without that's got to be foreshadowing something, right? That's only just kind of how you write a story. So now
Okay.
Rhodes is in the hospital room with the president. Something's gonna happen there.
Chirping in his ear about fire bombing.
Oh
Russia.
yeah. Right. Yeah.
Starting World War III.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so as much in a statement per se as you can, without going too much of down rabbit trail, call your shot for the final. How do you think it's gonna go? Ish, just a rough estimate.
Fury's taking the harvest. He's going to get superpowers. Guy is going to turn into Abigail Brand, and somebody better turn into Queen Varanki so I can get some damn points.
All right. Fury turns out to be Talos's wife. She's the one that calls Carol Danvers, or not. I'm sorry. She's the one who calls who we think to be Carol Danvers, but really that's Nick Fury. He really does come down now. They team up with Gaia, take down Gravik, and mom and daughter are reunited. Dad is out of the picture because he passed away, unfortunately. Nick Fury goes back to the space station. He meets up with the Marvels and the Marvels.
Nice. I honestly don't have an idea where the final's going. I noticed that in some of the stills from the Marvels that there's scrolls in the background, so obviously the scrolls aren't going away. And so I'm not even gonna guess because I really don't have any idea. Though I really hope that Carol does come in the final and is part of the discussions or something, because I think that would be a cool way to end it.
I would love it if Miss Marvel and Secret Invasion both end with Carol Danvers there. That'd be super cool. I'd be all about that.
Be kind of cool.
I would like it.
I like that. So guys, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this week for episode 5. So if you're enjoying the show, you can find us on, Spotify and wherever you're listening to podcasts. We are also on Twitter and Reddit. So next we were talking about episode 6. That music was so distracting by ADHD.
So I tried to play some music to end the show, but it just cut you off, and we couldn't hear you at all, right, Joel? Is that right?
Yeah, it started muffling her.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I cut
That's
it off.
okay. Join us next week, guys.
Thanks for listening.